My name is Lee Washington. I'm the chair of this meeting. I'm also the director for DJJ here in Carroll County. Anything new with us, we're just getting more and more complaints. I think the COVID lapse is over with us, so we're getting more kids, and right now we have a real rash of entering autos and auto thefts, so burglaries. But that's what we've got. So Miss Lori, you're next, please, ma'am.
Good morning. I'm Lori Thomas with Carroll County Mental Health Advocates. We are, getting ready for the Masquerade Ball, which is October 2nd.
Which is sold out.
Which is sold out. Yes, I think Jody's taken some flack for not having any individual tickets to sell, but our sponsors bought up all the tables, and we've got a full house. So we're super excited about that. It's a week from Saturday, so I think we're kind of in crunch time. So we're trying to devote all of our efforts to that right now. But we also are looking forward to the Suicide Prevention and Awareness event on September 30th that the Youth Mental Health Task Force is going to be doing. I'm sure Gila will share more about that. We also have lots of clients who are in need of our attention. And so the rain has definitely had an impact on all of us in our mental health. So we've been having some busy times here in the office. So all good.
Thank you, ma'am. Miss Mary Sale.
And on mute here. Mary Sell, West Georgia Technical College, WIOA coordinator. Still taking applications to help the students in the middle of the semester with attendance dollars and things like that. And we're gearing up for the spring semester start. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Jamie.
I'm Jamie Brandenburg. I'm with the University of West Georgia. I teach in health and community wellness major here. And so I love to be a part of this so that I can hopefully get students involved in the community around health and wellness.
Thank you. Miss Lewis.
Great morning, Summer Lewis with Georgia Families 360. We are that care entity for youth who are in foster care, DJJ, as well as a small population of adoption assistants. Over in the chat, I put some of our upcoming events, one being our town hall. We're going to extend our conversation about resiliency and how to build that in our members. We're also doing some free activity kits for our members. So if you know someone that fits in that category, we want to send you out some free stuff to do on these wonderful rainy days. Last but not least, AmeriGroup as a whole, we are now adding an added value benefit of providing feminine hygiene products. So anyone that has AmeriGroup as their insurance provider, they can get that supply for their feminine hygienes by going to their doctor, getting a prescription, and then being able to obtain that. That's all I have for today. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you for the info in the chat box, Miss Lewis. We appreciate that. Kelly Law. Oh, I can't hear you, babe. Hold on.
I'm asking her to, oh, there we go.
Now try. We still can't hear you, Kelly. I don't know what's going on. You're unmuted, but we can't hear you. This is Kelly Law, you guys, and she's with the city schools. She's a counselor with the city schools, and she's also the homeless liaison, I believe. Is that right, Kelly?
You can just say yes.
Thank you. I don't know what's up this morning, Kelly, but we can't hear you, honey. All right, Holly, you're next, please.
Good morning, guys. My name is Holly Presnell. I'm Program Manager with the University of West Georgia's Continuing Education. I'm happy to be here this morning. I hope all of you are doing well. We have several programs that we are launching. We're trying to just push through. I'm primarily in charge of corporate training and professional development. We currently are running a nonprofit leadership institute in partnership with community engagement on campus. We will be doing that again, probably in the next year. So look for more information on that. There's several classes. You get a certificate of completion. And we also have an OSHA 10 certification that we're going to be launching in November, as well as several professional development opportunities. I would just encourage you guys to check out our website. If you need additional information, please let me know, and just help in any company or business that may be interested in helping to grow their individuals. We're here to help them however we can.
Thanks, Holly.
Thank
For
you.
those just coming in, please sign in the chat box and we'll continue the introductions. Miss Amanda Buckner.
Hi, I'm Amanda Buckner. I'm with the Georgia Vocational Rehabilitation Program. You may see, if you follow our Facebook page, that we're starting a virtual orientation for individuals. They're doing presentations, I believe, at 12 noon and 6:30 on Wednesday, starting today. Well, starting tomorrow, the 22nd, sorry. And so this is a way for individuals to find out if GVRA is right for them. And it's available across the state. So anybody can access it as long as they have internet connection. As far as things happening within the local VR office here, we have a new interim supervisor, Chris Smith. I'm currently focusing on the general adult clients for Carroll and Douglas County. And we have a transition coordinator, Counselor 1, out of our Griffin office, providing virtual transition support to the students for Carroll County schools and Carrollton City schools, as well as Heard County High School for this area. And she's also serving Douglas County High Schools. So there's been quite a few organizational changes, in part due to staffing issues and needs. And so that's kind of where things are at, but we're still taking applications and working to serve the individuals that come to us. So if anybody has any questions specifically about services provided, I'll be happy to answer those.
Thank you, Amanda. Whitney Long.
Good morning. I work with Quality Care for Children. We are a nonprofit that works with quality rated, with getting our child cares in our area rated and able to accept CAPS providers. And I wanted to give you guys some statistics this morning about Carroll County. I chose Carroll County because this is where we are. This is where I live as well. So right now in actual Carroll County, we have all but 6 programs participating or working to become quality rated. And we have 12 families left that we are trying to get them into the program to being able to accept CAPS providers. And this is the biggest month of the year for us. It's the last month for submissions. So we are set to have all 6 of those programs submit by the end of September. So we are in the long haul. We're in the last little stretch, and just keep giving us those guys a push.
Good job. Miss Valerie.
Good morning. Valeria Forney Williams with Department of Veterans Affairs. At this time, our agency is doing primarily virtual. We are having some in person due to COVID. We also are offering our veterans COVID vaccinations. And so what they would need to do is to get in contact with their primary care physicians and to schedule those. But that is about it that's going on right now in the VA.
Thank you, ma'am. Brittany Berry.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Brittany Berry. I am with Carrollton City Schools, a school social worker and also foster care liaison.
Thank you. Excuse me. And the next one says CAFI. I don't know your name. I'm so sorry.
Good morning. I'm Keisha Dix with Community Action for Improvement. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're just gearing up for a busy LIHEAP CSBG season. I think we're going to kick off November the 1st for 65 and older, and once again, December the 1st for everyone else. Just like in the last 3 or 4 years, they will have to go to the website in order to make the appointments, but we're just trying to gear up for a busy season.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Demarcus?
And I think Demarcus will be the last, right?
I was just going to introduce yourself, then come back and let him speak. when he
Okay,
wants to
all right,
speak.
go ahead. Or go to the next.
Oh, he's not working. That's Demarcus Copeland. He's actually our speaker today. He's from MPACK. So we'll come back to him when it's time for him to speak. Stephanie, tell us.
Good morning, everyone. Most of you may know me from Cultivating You. Today, however, I represent Menswear Inc. as the administrator. Menswear is a nonprofit where we are work development program for males, for young adult males, and we empower males and strengthen families. Next month on October 23rd, we are having our first ever community resource fair. It is free and open to the public, and people will be able to come and tour the facility, as well as we're accepting vendors. The vendor fee is $75, which includes a catered box lunch.
Thank you.
I will put the flyer in the chat.
Please do. Thank you. Ms. Gill can get that out to everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Karen Wild.
Hey guys, I just wanted to say hello. I am representing First Readers for Carroll County. We're working hard, but I also represent Carrollton City. And honestly, my whole reason for saying hello today is just to take my hat off and salute each of you for what you do for our community. You guys are the ones that will stand up and support families and individuals who have no one else or don't have the courage or the support to be able to do that. So I just want to say thank you so much.
Thank you, Karen. I'm trying to make sure I'm calling by twice. Okay, Jody.
Good morning, guys. I'm going to let Lori fill you guys in on everything that's happening with us, but just wanted to say good morning, and I hope you all are well. We're busy at CMHA.
Good morning, Jody. I know y'all busy right now. Chanel.
Good morning, everyone. I am Chanel Dunn. I'm one of the family advocates at Carrollton Head Start, and I'm pleased to be here and looking forward to learning a lot.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
And we've got Tamika Cheeley with the school with PASS.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tamika Cheeley. I am with PASS at Villa Rica High School. Our goal is to support and encourage students toward graduation. And so we also work with students who have graduated already. So we're working with students, we call that Bridge to Success. So we work with those students just to help them with job placement, if they need to get into college, kind of be that extra support, military, kind of whatever they need to continue to push them into the career or goals that they have for themselves past graduation.
Thanks, Tamika.
You're
and
welcome.
Becky Sailors.
Okay, hey. Good morning, everyone. I am Becky Sailors from Carroll County Schools, homeless liaison and foster care services for students. And we currently have 392 homeless students. I don't know how many foster care, but it seems like this year we've had a lot at the beginning of this year, more so than we ever have. So I don't know if that's a COVID thing or what. It's kind of unusual.
That's a lot of kids, Miss Becky.
It is.
And I just saw Amanda Carden pop up, even though her name's wrong on her camera, but I know who she is. So Introduce yourself, Miss Amanda, please.
Sorry, I'll fix that in just a minute. Our Zoom business is acting up, and then I couldn't find my link to log in. I'm so sorry. I typed an apology in the chat box. I'm Amanda Carden, director here at the Child Advocacy Center and a forensic interviewer on our team. Sorry, I just jumped on and just heard Miss Becky, so I didn't get to hear everybody else. I'm sorry. Probably like the rest of y'all, it's busy. A lot of needs for our families. COVID is hitting us hard, not so much in our center, but it's hitting our families really hard. We had a family of 6, significant child abuse that was supposed to be interviewed tomorrow. 2 of the children have it. Now all 6 can't come. So COVID hitting in homes when there's active cases and direct exposure, it prevents them coming in here to get services, which can also delay charges against offenders. So it's a process. We're seeing it now more than we've ever seen it, much more than last year. You can really tell that this is hitting our community and hitting children. We're having a lot more positive children, which is greatly impacting what we can do for kids. It's super concerning in that realm, because it is crazy. We had one week where every therapy client we had to cancel because they or their caregiver were positive. Just significant. So that's a concern, because that so much of our process is dependent upon a forensic interview, and when they're active, when they're positive or direct exposure, we can't serve in that realm. So that's hard. We've also had some of our kiddos that have lost their caregiver, because their caregiver oftentimes is elderly. I interviewed a little boy who lost his people within 1 day of each other. And so now you have abuse, and then you have this. So I think when they talked about it last year, the ramifications of COVID and child abuse, we saw a rise, in physical abuse. In this area, sexual abuse tends to be, look at me getting on my soapbox, y'all know me, y'all gonna kick me out, tends to be ongoing types of things. But COVID is impacting our kids' ability to get services. It is. So that's a super big frustration, when we see those pieces. It is. Had my daughter at the pediatrician not long ago, and she was like, it's wearing out our kids, And
it slows down the whole system. I mean, all the way through. So, I mean,
these kids that I got a call about interviewing 6 children, they were all scheduled for tomorrow afternoon. They've just had a positive. So now you're looking at
least 10 days.
Yeah, at least 10 days. And that's if mom doesn't test positive sometime during this. And that's everything. So the ramifications are huge. They're huge. So
it is. And I saw that Miss Floyd just come on. Miss Floyd, can you introduce yourself, please, ma'am?
I'm Kelly Floyd from the Carroll County Emergency Shelter, the domestic violence shelter. I'm the senior legal advocate. And yes, COVID is hurting us all. It took out 65% of our staff. We made it through the first time, we all got vaccinated. But, we deal with clients, the outside people all the time. And so I had my mask on. I was like, oh, I'm on Zoom. I can take my mask off. But, we deal with homeless. We deal with the DVs. We deal with their children. And this time it got us, and it was hard. So, I feel, and and when staff is out, and we can't close our shelter. Where are they going to go?
Option. Yeah.
Where are they going to go? We don't have an option. So
it's been kind of crazy.
It's been tough, but yeah, and people got a little lax because once they were vaccinated, they thought they were okay, and they're not. And what's funny is I got it, and I'm vaccinated. My husband was vaccinated. He didn't catch it at all. So it skips people. So it's like a tornado. It hits certain people and jumps and misses somebody else. So
even vaccinated or not, it's like it's like a crapshoot. You know what I mean? You
there
might
you go.
Might
Exactly.
not. So I don't know. It's just crazy, and I know that it's affected everybody. I know everybody's lost people from COVID, and it's sad.
It is very sad.
We just had Patrick show up, so let him introduce himself, and then we'll get on with our meeting. Patrick,
how's everyone doing?
Good. How are you doing this morning?
Good.
And who are you with, Patrick?
The Rafa Clinic of West Georgia.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I spoke last month about the events and everything that's
And you just muted yourself. Come back.
Sorry, I said I spoke last month about the Rafa Clinic and what we do at the Rafa Clinic.
Yes, sir. I remember. Okay, that's everybody. Everybody, please sign into the chat box. And Miss Gila, can you give us what Family Connections, please?
Yes, absolutely. And let me just thank everybody for being here. And I know that it's early morning, 9 a.m. on a Tuesday, but we're managing and as Karen said, everything that is being done in our community is absolutely wonderful. And it is because each of you that are doing the work. And so thank you so very much. I want to start by saying that I put something in the chat. If you go, it's at the beginning, on the events page for us. And one of the things is we want to invite everyone to listen to WLBB 1330 on September 20th, that we are going to be talking about the work that we are doing at Carroll County Youth Mental Health Task Force. And Gracie and her mom are going to be guests, and I am inviting the others, but I think that because of class and the time that this is, it's going to be difficult. But anyways, we will be there at 8:30 a.m. On September 30th is our first community conversation. And as you know, we're going through COVID again. And this is kind of a little bit more difficult because one of the things that we were thinking that at the beginning was we were going to do it in person meeting, but then we decided that it was going to be hybrid. But then with the numbers that we have in our county, we decided that it's going to be online. And of course, Tanner has done amazing work because they have done everything of the scheduling, and it's going to be via Tanner, but we need people to register. So on the PDF, you just have to open it, click and register, please, because we want to be there. We want to be present. This is an important talk about suicide prevention. This is not just for the youth that are here or there. It's for all of us because we are all in the business of caring and in the business of people. Families and youth are our everything. So please be registered to that one. The other one is going to be youth mental health first aid, and that this is going to be an online training. Once again, we were thinking about personal because it's better. We always say that it's better when it is in person, but this is going to be on the 4th from 9 to 2. It's a 5-hour. So I am actually trying to find ways of rewarding those who register, so at least I can send you something so you can have lunch while you're receiving the training. The training is supposed to was supposed to end yesterday, but I opened it one more day just in case someone in our group wants to attend. This is Youth Mental Health First Aid. This is the training for all of us that we need to have that one.
And it's good. I've done it. It's really good.
It's very good. I'm gonna retake it just because we are going to be the host, but definitely it's a great thing. On October 24th, we are going to be doing Out of the Darkness Walk at Hobbs Farm. And I say we, and I apologize for if I always say we. It's not that we are doing it, Carroll County Family Connection or Carroll County Youth Mental Health Task Force. This is our community. We're walking for our community for suicide prevention. Olivia and her mom and all the people at an American Foundation for Suicide Prevention have done an amazing work for the walk. They have raised a lot of money, but we need more awareness, and we would love to see families walking on that day. So if you know someone, just come and join our team. The link is on that one. And we're doing different things. Gracie Warren and Olivia and Lauren have been doing amazing work. The peer support over at Central High School is full force. And the one that it is over at Carrollton High School is amazing as well. And they're excited because now they're going to have their pencils with their logos and their slogans, and they are doing awareness. They are talking about mental health in the schools. And our goal is to be able to have all of those beautiful things in each school. And I just want to give a high five to all the people from PASS, because they register for the Youth Mental Health First Aid. And I just want to thank you, especially because there's a lot of people that register from PASS. And that's it. Am I missing something, Lori?
Lori's up next to say what she's doing or what they're doing. So I think that covered it, Gila. That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff. There's Miss Lori for our
Sorry,
update CMHA.
I'm doing the phone and the doors today.
I know you are, honey. Oh, you're busy.
So, I'm sorry, what did you ask me, Gila?
No, I just go ahead. I think that I covered everything for youth mental health. And make sure to look at our website and share it with everyone. We have an Instagram for Stand, and we have the website that has all the resources in there. And Miss Lori is the one that has been doing the updating. So the beauty of the website is her and Amanda and and Robbie. So thank you.
And did you all see that Robbie was nominated as the Teacher of the Year for the Carrollton High School? So,
Yay.
good work.
You're muted. Unmute. Let's see if it works.
I'm multitasking. You know what happens when we do that.
I know. Give us a CMHA update, Miss Lori.
Just what I already reported, just as far as the
ball and
ball. That's the ball.
We're rocking and rolling. All right. And I say we because I'm on the CMHA board, so I can say we with that. So Demarcus, you're up, dude. You ready?
Yes. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
And
right, well, first, go ahead, Ms. Keela. I'm sorry.
I just want to say that Demarcus is a young man that from the moment that I met him, I started following him, and people who are, important in my life have highly recommended him. And when I see the work that he has been doing, I said, we have to hear what he's doing. I know that he has been doing a lot of work in the community, but let me introduce you to Demarcus. Thank you, Demarcus, for being with us.
No problem. Thank you, Ms. Keela. First, I would just thank you for allowing me to be able to talk about what I'm passionate about. And secondly, it's amazing to see so many people helping the community, but most of all, it's so many women, and that's very it's what would the world be without us? It's me and Mr. Patrick. I think we're the only two males on the call, but it's very necessary that women are in the world, no matter what anybody says. I grew up with 5 sisters and no brothers, so I was well taken care of by my sisters, and now I try to take care of them as much as I can. But anyway, so this is MPACK, Molding Passionate, Active, Creative Kids, an acronym, M-PACK. And what we do is we provide life coaching interventions and after-school enrichments for middle school and elementary school kids, because as we all know, middle school kids can be something else. When I worked in the school system and I worked for different schools and Boys and Girls Club, everybody would say they hated working with middle schoolers. But I always loved working with middle schoolers because I believe that was like the perfect age where you can mold them and you just have to have patience. So for me, if I start at the beginning, when I was in school, there was a guy who came to our school and he was substitute. And when I was in the 9th grade, I really kind of thought about, well, 8th grade, really. When I thought about what I wanted to do, but I wasn't really sure. I wasn't 100% sure what it was that I wanted to do with my life. And then a guy came, and his name was Sam Neely, and he was a substitute, and he shook my hand and told me, you could be a politician. And I was kind of thinking to myself, well, I never thought about that. Then he told me, how would you like to play golf? And I decided to follow him and play golf, and he taught me golf, and invited me to church and invited me to things that he was doing in the community because he ran a nonprofit. But most of all, he kind of allowed me to see something different. And so for me as a young male, it was needed to see someone doing something as far as service, and not just service inside the church or service inside the school. He was actually serving where it did not serve him back. So it really inspired me in a lot of ways to really just try to cultivate my own mission and vision for what I would like to do. So I started working with Carrollton City Schools and GNET, which is Burwell, and Kids Peace and Boys and Girls Club. And I tried to work in any facility I could, working with kids, helping out, trying to figure out what it is that they needed and what was affecting them the most. And what I found out is that they really just need to be carried. Like they almost need to be carried to that next, through that transition or whatever transitions they're going through. And I noticed that there wasn't a lot of programs created to help youth during transitions, like from elementary to middle school, and from middle school to high school, and then dating and prom and all these different things in their life that they're going through. Everybody was, willing to help them with college and, tutoring, but they had a lot going on in their life that they needed help with. And now they got even more going on in their life that they needed help with. So for me, when I was younger, I had Mr. Neely, and him and I talked a lot about how to, better myself. And we talked about what was important to me as a young male and what I wanted to do. And my family, nobody had ever asked me about my family. It was weird to hear someone say, well, how's your mom and dad? And my mom and dad were never on good terms. So for someone to say, how's your mom and dad? It was kind of weird because everybody in my family knew that my parents always had problems, but no one outside of my family knew. So long story short, you don't know how much you need a person until they have done something in your life and drastically changed the trajectory of where you could have went. So I had no clue what I wanted to do, and I had no clue that I needed to know what I wanted to do in order to begin to build on the knowledge of wanting to do something and wanting to do more with my life. So the biggest question that kids are asked is, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you need to know what you want to be when you grow up. And that's a very difficult question, because not only are they growing, but they're looking at a world that changes every 10 minutes. So what they may want to do today may not be here tomorrow. And what they think that's going to make them the most money today may not make them the most money tomorrow. Like there was a lot of people doing certain social media platforms 10 years ago, and now those social media platforms don't exist. So they're in a very difficult world to live in, and they desperately need a lot of help. They desperately need a lot of help. But what we try to focus on here at the Impact Center tunnel is ACEs, Adverse Childhood Experiences. And these are things that happen in the household. It can be abuse, it can be neglect, and it can be poverty. And it's categorized in a bunch of different ways, more ways than just those three. And kids who are living in low-income areas, low-income communities, have higher ACE scores than kids who are living in a two-parent household and a better community. So we focus on the Alabama Street, West Side, whatever you want to call it, community, because this is where we have the highest number of kids in poverty and people living in just a different structure as far as the household goes. So what we do here is, what I have done is provided a space for kids to come and receive life coaching interventions and after school enrichment, and just be in a space where they can ask questions and just be here and have someone to look up to and talk to as much time as they need. And I'm available to them all day. And if they call me at night, I'm available to them then as well. I go play basketball with them. And just yesterday, I had a kid had issues at school where a kid threatened to kill him, and that kid got in trouble, and his mom and me and him had a conversation about it. And it was just amazing to be able to be available in such a tough time for him, and trying to figure out what to do. Should my parents press charges on this kid? And should we, how should we deal with this situation? And we talked about it, and you'll be amazed what a 16-year-old, how just he was really concerned about, if I press charges against this kid, what would his life look like? And we talked about that. So just having a soundboard was important to him. And so that's the main thing that we're trying to do. Just be here and be available and be able to listen. And not only that, provide structure where they may not be getting structure. Because a lot of these kids come from homes where there is no bedtime, and there is no dinner with the family, and there is no, really interest in higher education. And there may not be a person in the household who has any knowledge of financial aid and how to get scholarships. And these are conversations that we believe that should be taking place when kids are in middle school, and they're about to transition into high school. These are some conversations that need to be had earlier in their life so they can work on it and build on it. So, I don't know what I would have done without Mr. Neely being in my life. And that's why I wanted to make myself available to these kids in their life. Because I used to think, what am I going to do without this man? Because he was old. He's still old. But now he has Alzheimer's, and he doesn't know who I am. And him and I can't even really have a conversation. And he can't come into, everything that I've tried to create and see it. And I don't have that person to really say, look what I've done. Look what I've done. I did all this because, you helped me. So it's good. And it's also like, it kind of gets to me sometimes. But like I said, I just don't know what I would have done without him in my life. And I want to provide the same thing for the youth in our community. And right now, so that's pretty much everything about this and about me. But I want to be able to show you all the facility. That's why I specifically did the Zoom call on my phone, so I can give y'all a little quick tour. So this is our facility, and it's called the Tunnel. And when you walk into the door, I locked the door. Well, when you walk into the door, there's this seating area where the kids can come in and they can sit down and talk. And then there's this area, and the smaller kids really like this area because we have games and stuff in here, and art supplies and pencils and crayons and stuff in there. And these are racks. I had to get these racks because a lot of kids haven't been taught that you don't put shoes on the carpet. So when they first got here, they were laying their shoes all over the place. So I went and found some racks so they can just kind of hang their shoes on there, put their shoes on there. So not only, you got to keep your shoes off the middle of the floor, but also don't put your shoes on the carpet because you're going to sit here and you're going to want to be comfortable. But that's that area, a lot of games and stuff. This is the open seating area where the kids can sit together and they have social. And that's my dog. He comes here and he spends time with the kids. But this is an open area where the kids can sit down and they can have conversations with each other, and also certified professional life coach. We have fish. And the kids really like to feed the fish and water the plants. It's building on responsibilities. And this is our stage area where all the lessons are taught and the kids can just kind of talk themselves. One of our main goals is to teach the children public speaking, because having the ability to speak in front of large groups or small groups or speak in public at all is very important. And it's really a gift as they get older, because we're moving into a time where, because we're on Zoom and doing meetings, differently than we used to do them, it's easier to speak in front of people, but you also still need to know how to speak. So this is where we kind of can teach the kids that, hey, when you get on this stage, there's a lot of responsibility and there's a lot of power that comes with it. And if you notice, we made it in the shape of the Superman symbol, and we still have plans to put more on it. Like we want to put some epoxy on it and put some comic strips all over it of Superman, so they understand that when you're on a stage, there is more power than you think, and you have to be careful about what you say and how you say it and when you say it and where you say it, and you have to consider who is listening to you. So that's one of our goals. And this is just an interactive board. We keep books up here because we focus on literacy. It helps them, I believe that literacy helps you organize your brain and organize your thoughts so that you can really speak more fluently, but also speak about things that you actually learned about and not just talking. Because there's a lot of people doing podcasts these days, and they're talking and they have opinions, and really it's hard to see where they have their knowledge because it's not in order. What they're talking about is just out of the blue. So we want to teach the kids to have a conversation, but a meaningful conversation that you actually learn something. And so this is the interactive board. We got incentives to kind of motivate them to, be a part of the lesson. And here's some other things and supplies that they're able to play with: balls, water guns. We use the water guns over the summer, giant Jenga. We have chips. We try to keep snacks in here for the children. This is another board where we keep information in their schedule. They go through the same schedule every day and they understand what's going on. This is our control room. We keep all our books and paperwork in here so the kids never have an excuse. And there's always a book because they have to read. When they get here, the first 30 minutes, they have to read every day. And here is what our location is called. Our location is called the Tunnel. We call it the Tunnel because from the back of the facility, it's Alabama Street, and pretty much all of West Side and Alabama Street is on this side of the building. And on the front side of the building, you have Highway 27 and Carrollton. So we call it the Tunnel because we want the kids to understand that when you walk into this building and you come through our program, you're coming through a tunnel so that you can go out into the community and be better going out than you were when you came in. So we put a lot of work into this building. And this is the restroom, and it's not completely finished, but it's a work in progress, and we're trying to make it as interactive and fun as possible because we're competing with social media. So that's why we put so much into this building, because we wanted the kids to not only be comfortable, but to really want to be in here. And a lot of them come in here and they want to take pictures. But of course, this is a no phone zone. We don't allow them to have their phones because it's a distraction. We have a popcorn machine. And we have this. This is just like a lesson that it's a reminder that you have to have goals. And if you don't have goals, then you need to figure out how you can get goals. And if you take the basketball here and you start off shooting from like across the room, chances are you're going to miss. So if your goal is to be a doctor and you think the first shot or the first, shot to be a doctor is in the back of the room, you're wrong. If you want to be a doctor, your first shot is literally this close and you have to shoot until you make it. And that could be getting out of middle school or graduating high school. That's the first shot. So we want to teach them how to organize their goals and pretty much make SMART goals, measurable, and make sure that, they're able to go far after they make their goals. But that's our screen, and it's connected to our projector. And the screen is for lessons. If we decide to let them watch a video on YouTube to go along with our lesson, then they'll watch it from up there, and they'll kind of pretty much be able to see further with the video. Because now we have a lot of kids who are mostly visual learners, and they like to see it, and they like to, some of them are kinesthetic where they have to touch it. So there's a lot of things going on with the way they learn, and we want to try to be there for every individual student and how they learn. We have a sound system, and I think that's pretty much everything about the facility except for the outside, but there's nothing really to see but Highway 27. Other than that, I guess the last thing to tell you is our program is free. We do not charge a dime to the family or the kids. And to be honest, I don't know how it's going to get paid for, but God's going to make a way. And we've lasted this long, and we've got some kids interested. But the building is small, so of course we can't have 150 kids in here at the same time. But we've broken the schedule up based on who signs up and what times benefit them the most. And we run off 2 blocks per day, and each group would get 2 hours per day. So our max capacity would be 160 students in a week that we're able to work with in this facility on that 2-hour block, separating them in groups. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much everything about it. Our mission is to provide just therapeutic life coaching interventions to support and address social emotional behavior issues related to adverse childhood experience. But we also work with kids who are labeled McKinney-Vento or homeless, you know, and we work with kids who are in foster care, and we work with children who, you know, aren't in foster care. We work with kids who have great homes. We want to make ourselves available because everybody needs help, no matter where you come from and no matter like what background. And we are really pushing to work with the Latin American community because they feel disconnected. And it was by God's grace that our building is directly beside a Latin American grocery store called La Confianza. And I constantly talk with Latin American parents. Not only do they want their kids to be a part of the program, but they need help. They want to learn English, and they want programs in here where they can come in here and learn English. So there's a lot of work, but the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Right now, the laborers are very few. It's me and a few other people, but we could use volunteers. We could use donations like snacks and financial donations, but mainly, we are planning on just being here for these students and being here for these families, and no matter whatever it takes, we are focused on the objective. And you know, because we're focused on the objective, the obstacles will just have to get out of the way. That's our only focus, is to provide for these children. That's pretty much everything.
Thank you so very much, Demarcus. Really a lot of things, and it looks amazing. One of the main reasons that I wanted to do for you to come on to talk to us is to showcase the different ways that we are helping in our community. So from beginnings with Karen Weil, with literacy, with everything, all it has to do with the well-being of our families and youth. So that's it. Thank you so very much, Demarcus.
Amazing facility, Demarcus. Looks great. All right, you guys, what a day. Busy morning, huh? I want to thank everybody for coming. Our next meeting will be on October the 19th. Same place, same station. Ms. Gill will send out the team invite for everybody. So thank y'all so much for coming. Everybody have a good month. Please stay safe, okay? Y'all take care.